Good morning, students. Here we start with cubital fossa, a very important topic. So in the cubital fossa, the definition of cubital fossa will be, it is a triangular space in front of the elbow. Triangular space in front of the elbow, cubital fossa. Then we come to the boundaries, very important. The next point should be the boundaries. Now, in order to understand the boundaries, of course, it is a triangular intermuscular space. So naturally the boundaries will be formed by apex, base, medial and lateral border. So in order to understand that, we come on this side and we draw a beautiful line diagram of elbow joint. Here we will show this as capitulum. Here we can show this as trochlea. So capitulum, trochlea of the humerus. Of course, this is the humerus. And we can show this as the radial fossa, and this can be the coronoid fossa. Over here, this will serve as the lateral epicondyle, and similarly on this side, this will serve as medial epicondyle. Very simple. The anterior part of the lower end of the humerus, and just below the capitulum, we are going to draw head of the radius. So this will be the head of the radius, and over here, upper end of the radius, in which we show the radial tuberosity, and similarly the radius bone. This is the radial tuberosity, and of course this is the head of the radius. Similarly, ulna, we will show the ulna, and therefore we go along with this, the ulna bone, we can show it like this, and this will serve as the ulnar tuberosity. This will serve as the ulnar tuberosity. So therefore, here radius and ulna, this is the front of the elbow joint line diagram. Now we are going to cover this entire front of the elbow with the muscles for cubital fossa. In the cubital fossa, in the boundaries of cubital fossa over here, laterally it will be formed by the medial border of brachioradialis muscle. So therefore we draw the brachioradialis muscle, and this brachioradialis we will extend from lateral supracondylar ridge of the humerus, and we can extend this entire brachioradialis on this side. On the lateral side, this portion is brachioradialis muscle. So therefore, laterally, the lateral portion or the lateral margin of the cubital fossa will be formed by the medial border of brachioradialis muscle. This is the brachioradialis muscle, this is its medial border. And medially, it is formed by lateral border of pronator teres muscle. So pronator teres muscle will have two heads of origin. One humeral head from medial epicondyle, two ulnar head. So both the heads, if you draw one, this will be the humeral head, and this humeral head is passing like this, and of course it will also have the ulnar head. This is the ulnar head. Over here I will darken this margin, and I can darken this margin for the humeral head. Humeral and ulnar head. This portion will serve as humeral head, this is the ulnar head. Therefore, this is the pronator teres muscle, and once again I'll repeat, medial border of the cubital fossa will be formed by the lateral border of pronator teres muscle. This is the lateral border of pronator teres muscle. So therefore, now this is the lateral border of pronator teres muscle, and laterally medial border of brachioradialis muscle. Apex is formed by the merging of brachioradialis and pronator teres. This is the apex. What about the base? The base will be formed by, if you consider with this green line, imaginary line joining the two epicondyles of humerus, medial and lateral epicondyle of humerus. So this will serve as imaginary line. So once again this will serve as imaginary line, and this will be the base of cubital fossa. So therefore this triangle of the cubital region, cubital fossa. Once again I'll repeat, it is in front of the elbow, the boundaries will be laterally, this is laterally, it is bounded by medial border of brachioradialis muscle. Medially, it will be bounded by lateral border of pronator teres muscle, lateral border of pronator teres muscle. Apex will be formed by merging of the brachioradialis and pronator teres, this is the apex. And the base of the triangle is formed by imaginary horizontal line which is joining the lateral and medial epicondyle of humerus. Very simple, not at all complicated. So therefore here we are going to mark this as brachioradialis muscle, and we are going to mark this as pronator teres muscle. So boundaries are over. Now we come to, if I write on this side, the roof portion. In the roof portion, very important, in the roof portion there will be several structures. First structure will be bicipital aponeurosis. So if you just draw that aponeurosis in this way, this is bicipital aponeurosis. Just drawing this aponeurosis, very light color, in the roof portion, bicipital aponeurosis. That is, this bicipital aponeurosis will be from the tendon of biceps itself, and it will be inserted in the deep fascia covering the cubital region. So this is bicipital aponeurosis, number one. Number two, just superficial to bicipital aponeurosis, there will be one median cubital vein which is directed in the oblique direction, median cubital vein. And this median cubital vein, this will be the median cubital vein. It is joining cephalic vein with basilic vein. So structure number two which is present in the roof will be median cubital vein. Structure number one is bicipital aponeurosis. Structure number two is median cubital vein. Then structure number 3 and 4 will be the nerves which are accompanying median cubital vein in this triangular fossa. What are those nerves? Those nerves will be, you can simply draw or you can mention, for example, dotted line. If I draw, these nerves will be the two dotted lines which I have drawn. Because they are in the roof, I am drawing in a very light and dotted manner. Lateral cutaneous nerve of forearm and medial cutaneous nerve of forearm. So structure number 3 and 4, lateral cutaneous nerve of forearm and lateral cutaneous nerve, medial cutaneous nerve of forearm. These are the structures in the roof. Once again I'll repeat, in the roof portion, if I just note it down, in the roof portion, structure number 1 will be bicipital aponeurosis. Structure number 2 in the roof portion, we come across to median cubital vein. So this is structure number 2. Structure number 3 will be the lateral cutaneous nerve of forearm. And structure number 4 will be medial cutaneous nerve of forearm. Very simple. These are the 4 structures which are present in the roof portion of cubital fossa. Then we come across to the floor. First we'll take directly the floor and then the contents. The floor portion contains 2 muscles. 2 muscles will be there in the floor. What are those 2 muscles? The 2 muscles which are there in the floor will be one muscle which is situated in the upper portion and towards the medial side, that is brachialis muscle. So whenever we open in dissection, whenever we open the cubital fossa in dissection, when we go across the floor, this brachialis muscle, it will be beautifully seen as the insertion of brachialis on ulnar tuberosity. So this brachialis muscle, I can feel this entire region here. This is brachialis, and it will be inserted where? Within the ulnar tuberosity. So the floor portion in the upper and medial part consists of brachialis muscle. Second muscle which is there in the floor will be supinator, and supinator will be present at this area in the lower and lateral portion. So the supinator is present in this area in the lower and lateral portion. So this portion is filled with supinator muscle. And of course very light, but you are able to focus, you are able to see brachialis and supinator muscle. And here if I just, you can just mark it as brachialis muscle, and this brachialis muscle is present in the floor, as well as this muscle which you can just mark it as supinator muscle. Very light color I am using in order to understand that these muscles are there in the floor compartment, in the floor part of the cubital fossa. So here also I can mark that in the floor, the two structures that are present will be brachialis muscle in the upper and medial part and supinator muscle which would be present in the lower and lateral part. Very simple. Now we come to the contents, which are very important. Contents are asked so many times in MCQs from medial to lateral. You have to remember in sequence because so many MCQs are structured based upon the contents, whether this structure is medial to this structure, one structure is lateral to this structure, in such a way that here we go with the contents. See, it is very easy to understand. Medial to lateral, first structure, draw alongside with me. The first structure that is medial most in the contents will be number 1, median nerve. Median nerve. We are going from medial to lateral side, median nerve. Content number 2, brachial artery. So medial to lateral side, first is median nerve, second is brachial artery. So here goes the brachial artery, which will divide at the neck of the radius into 2. So first you draw the brachial artery. This is the brachial artery. Third content will be, now in the third content, just lateral to brachial artery, tendon of biceps. So the tendon of biceps I am going to draw on this side, and this tendon is inserted in radial tuberosity. So this is the tendon of biceps. Here we go with the tendon of biceps. Content number 3. Once again, from medial to lateral side, median nerve, brachial artery, biceps tendon, and the last structure, the most lateral content, radial nerve. So therefore here we are going to show radial nerve. Now each of the content, a very brief discussion for each of the content. Once again, the contents of the cubital fossa from medial to lateral side, median nerve, brachial artery, biceps tendon, and radial nerve. These are the only 4 contents. And so many MCQs which are structured maybe like this. Biceps tendon is medial or lateral to the brachial artery. Biceps tendon is always lateral to brachial artery. Brachial artery will be medial or lateral to the biceps tendon. The brachial artery will always be medial to the biceps tendon. The medialmost structure is always median nerve. Lateralmost structure is always radial nerve. So please by heart this in from medial to lateral side. Very easy, not at all complicated. Median nerve, brachial artery, biceps tendon, and radial nerve. Now, few points of description. They are also asked as MCQ. Median in this region, particularly in this cubital fossa, when you dissect, median nerve, which will travel vertically down, it will always pass. Remember, this median nerve, you will see in dissection, it will always pass between the 2 heads of pronator teres. Between humeral and ulnar head of pronator teres, median nerve will pass. This is also asked in MCQ. So, between the humeral and ulnar head of pronator teres, the median nerve will pass. Here we have shown in this diagram, beautifully it has been shown. That point you have to note down. Median nerve will always pass between the humeral and ulnar heads of origin of pronator teres muscle. Then we come to brachial artery. Now brachial artery, as it passes down, brachial artery is lateral to median nerve and brachial artery is medial to biceps tendon. This brachial artery, when it goes down through the cubital fossa, exactly at the neck, at the level of neck of the radius, it will divide into 2 branches, radial, ulnar. So therefore, here, if I want to mark down, this I will mark it as brachial artery, and over here, this I will mark it as median nerve, and over here, I will mark this artery as the ulnar artery, and I will mark this artery over here as the radial artery. So therefore, the brachial artery will divide at the level of the neck of the radius into ulnar and radial. Just few points of discussion. This radial artery will in turn supply in this cubital fossa one branch, radial recurrent branch, which will pass in front of the lateral epicondyle. which will participate in the anastomosis around elbow joint. So it will give a branch in this cubital fossa, the radial artery in this cubital fossa only, it will give one branch, radial recurrent branch. What about ulnar artery? The ulnar artery will pass, this is also very important point in MCQ, this ulnar artery will pass deep to the two heads of pronator teres. That means this ulnar artery will be present very deep, and it will lie deep to the humeral and ulnar heads of pronator teres as well as median nerve. So first there is humeral head, then median nerve, from superficial to deep, humeral head, median nerve, ulnar head of pronator teres, and brachial, not brachial but ulnar artery. So these are the structures which are lying from superficial to deep at this level. What are they? As the ulnar artery is passing down, it will pass deep to the three superficial structures which are lying just superficial to ulnar artery. What are those structures which are lying superficial to ulnar artery? They are the humeral head of pronator teres, median nerve, ulnar head of pronator teres, and then comes the ulnar artery. Then we come to biceps tendon. This biceps tendon will be, this biceps tendon over here, so this biceps tendon at this point will be inserted in the posterior part of radial tuberosity. Remember, this is also a MCQ question. It is inserted on the posterior part of radial tuberosity, the tendon of biceps. And the tendon of biceps is always lying lateral to brachial artery. This tendon will be inserted in posterior part of radial tuberosity. It is separated from the anterior part of radial tuberosity by bursa. And then we are coming to this last structure, the lateralmost structure in cubital region, that is radial nerve. This radial nerve, as it passes down, it will divide into two branches, deep and superficial. The superficial branch will pass just beneath the brachioradialis muscle. Just below brachioradialis, the superficial branch of radial nerve will pass. What about the deep branch? The deep branch of radial, now at what level the radial nerve will divide into superficial and deep branches? It will divide into superficial and deep branches just in front of lateral epicondyle. So in front of lateral epicondyle of the humerus, the radial nerve will divide in the cubital fossa. In front of lateral epicondyle of the humerus, it will divide into posterior and superficial branches. The superficial branch will pass just beneath the brachioradialis muscle, and the deep branch of radial nerve, the deep branch will pass between deep and superficial strata of supinator muscle. Supinator muscle, which is a muscle of the extensor compartment of the forearm, consists of superficial stratum and deep stratum, that is superficial and deep head. So between these two strata of supinator muscle, the deep branch of radial nerve will pass, and it will pass as posterior interosseous nerve in the posterior compartment of forearm. So this much is about the cubital fossa. Once again, the contents of cubital fossa from medial to lateral side: median nerve, brachial artery, biceps tendon, radial nerve. So here we have discussed the entire cubital fossa. Thank you very much.